want to, where is David? David's right here. I want you to buckle your seatbelts. Okay, strap in, because Elias is here and he's going to take us on. He's going to put the pedal to the metal, and we're going to have a great time. And thank you for blessing Ashley with that. And sure, you always takes good care of us. Thank you. David, would you like to do this one?
Yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you again for coming to Successful Thinkers. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Elias. Elias, stand up. Elias is from the Bay Area, and Eric is his partner in crime. And I've known Elias for probably
almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years, going 2 years, November. He's taught me a lot about networking, and he's got a great topic to help teach us more about how to utilize social media, Facebook, how we can help promote successful thinkers on with social media, and he's got some other topics too. Please stand up. Let's give Elias a great warm welcome.
How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Eric, do we need a little more energy here in the room in Modesto?
Yes, please.
So let's try that one more time with everything we've got. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
Alright, that's so much better. Well, I'm really thankful and grateful to be here. And right off the bat, I would like to thank Michael Douglas, who's the lead ambassador here. He's such an amazing gentleman. And David Light here, who I'm going to tell you all a little story about David in just a little bit. But these gentlemen are so awesome. So please give them a big round of applause. Today I'm here to talk to you about a topic, and I think that the title of my presentation is probably one of the longest titles you're ever going to see. It's probably going to go in history as the longest title of any presentation. It's going to be about respect for the individual and how to properly leverage the Successful Thinkers Network between the high-tech and the high-touch sides. I couldn't think of any other way to shorten it, so if anybody has any suggestions, please come and see me at the end and let me know so I can use that in the future there. And I also took some notes because I don't want a time limit, about 25 minutes or so. I'm going to try to get through this as soon as possible. But anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. You know, my name is Elias Melas, and a little bit about me. Before I became self-employed, I was in retail and retail management for 16 years. I was in the corporate world like a lot of us were. And what happened about 5 years ago, you know, before the economy totally, you know, went down to where it's at today, I got laid off my job, and I could not find another retail management job to save my life. I found one job that was going to pay me $45,000 as a store manager at U-Haul to basically fix trucks and work 6 days a week, like 16 hours a day. I didn't see quality of life in that, so I worked hard for 16 years. I saved up a bunch of money, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do something for myself. I'm going to become self-employed. And because of that, I fell in love with networking. And at that point, you know, I started my networking, you know, career down in the San Jose South Bay area. I joined the Chamber of Commerce, and that was, you know, all fine and dandy at that point. But besides that, we needed to find a way to reach out to more people outside of that area there. And my good friend Eric and I here, we started a couple of groups down there, and then all of a sudden we heard about Successful Thinkers, and it's just been completely amazing. So that's a little bit about my background right there. I'm also the lead ambassador down at the San Jose Silicon Valley chapter, where we meet there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every single Wednesday at the ominous Nova Chicken Coop. And I'm also helping Jim Bellicera and Robert A. Velarde, who are the founders and co-founders of Successful Thinkers, open up every chapter in the Bay Area. Eric and I have taken on the role because we have the experience in running these groups to really get it going out there. So that's a little bit about me right there. Now, this presentation is going to be very, very interactive, so I want to get people involved. I just don't want to sit here and make this about me. This is about everybody, right, Eric?
That's right.
That's what Successful Thinkers is all about. We are a team. So, you know, if at any time you want to interrupt and ask a question, please jump on in, because I want to hear what you have to say, because your feedback is very important. T-Bird.
Where's the music you said you were going to have?
You know, I told Eric and I were talking about that before we started, and I said, I don't want to come into Modesto and overwhelm the heck out of these people at this point, right? But see, man, I should go with my first instinct, right?
I think we can handle it.
Yeah, I thought about bringing my laptop speakers and doing something like we did for, what's his name, Randy Taylor in Foster City the other day. We were playing Bad to the Bone and he made this grand entrance. But anyway, I'll keep that in mind for next time, but I appreciate that. So at this point right now, we're going to start off by talking about respect for the individual. Because to me, I feel without respect for the individual, there's nothing else that can happen here. And two things that I look for when I'm getting to know people and when I decide whether I'm going to have a one-on-one with somebody or not is, you know, if they have common courtesy and common decency. You know, how many of you have struggled, you know, dealing with some people that don't have common courtesy or common decency? I think everybody should raise their hand on that. So, and so, you know, I'm really big on that. And because, you know, whenever I go to any type of event, I like to, you know, acknowledge everybody. I like to make, you know, everybody feel important. And I like to, you know, make everyone feel comfortable. We get some people that come to these events that are sitting in the back and feeling shy. Well, I want to come in there and just, you know, give them the common courtesy and decency and welcome them to our family. I mean, how many of you all agree with that? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So on that note, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. And also, there are some people here that came a very long way to introduce themselves. I want to give them a very special thank you. I know Angie Dan came from Shingle Springs along with Edward Gonzalez, so thank you very much for being here. And then my good friend Fritz here, who comes to our San Jose Silicon Valley chapter on a regular basis. He's here today. Is there anybody else that's here from outside of the area, outside of the Modesto area, that we missed? You're everywhere. It's like you follow me around Stockton. You've been everywhere, but. Okay, well you're right down to 99. About 5 to 7 miles, something like that. Salida, yeah. Okay, well okay. Okay, so we'll give you that. Welcome everybody. So that's what Successful Thinkers does, folks. It not only connects you with people within your local community, it connects you with people outside of your local community on a local, national, and international level. And I don't know how many of you have noticed online, but do you all know that we're in another country right now? How many of you have seen that online? Raise your hand. Not a lot of people know that. So, the Philippines, exactly. We are now, I believe it's Manila in the Philippines there. And we have a great lady that lives in Fremont. Her name is SB. I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name again. It starts with an A because I will butcher it. But SB is very heavily involved in the Philippines. And as a matter of fact, I spoke with SB recently. She came to our San Jose event last week. She's going back there to continue to open more chapters, folks. So there are bigger and better things to come. So I don't know about you folks, but I can do business anywhere in the state of California. How many of you can do business anywhere in the state of California? And how many of you can do business anywhere in the U.S.? And how many of you can do business internationally? See, that's what the power of Successful Thinkers is going to do to everybody. And we're going to show you today between the high-tech and the high-touch side how you can get yourself some more exposure out there. For how much money, Eric?
Free.
For free. Nothing better than that, right? The economy is rough. We all know that we all don't have a lot of money to spend on networking right now. So through Successful Thinkers, it's completely free. Okay, so right now, I want to have my good friend Eric. I want him to come up here. I want to introduce him to you all. He's made a tremendous difference in my life here. And I want him to talk about something that we talk about in San Jose. He is a master about paying it forward. So everybody, please welcome Mr. Eric Richardson.
Paying it forward, as Michael said when he was opening up, we did these rooms for free on the notion that we will support the restaurant. So paying it forward is basically, in that part means we buy something and we whether it's a small salad, drinks, you name it. But I also take it to another level. When you do these one-on-ones, don't be afraid to pay it forward on Facebook. I just had a great one-on-one with Michael. He's great, he does phone boom. That's letting the people know. You're paying them forward on social media. And a lot of people see that, and it goes a long way.
Thank you, Eric. Okay, so right now I'm going to move along to my favorite part of the presentation here. You know, a couple months ago I was in Stockton and Michael Douglas was speaking there. And boy, if you haven't seen Michael Douglas speak, that's a real treat. And I have my handy-dandy video camera out there. How many of you have seen some of my videos and pictures on Facebook out there? Okay. So I had my video camera, and luckily I was rolling during a certain part of his presentation, which was the absolute, the whole thing was great, the ending was just amazing. And basically what Michael did is he was doing this ventriloquist act where you were singing Elvis Presley's song, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, and you were singing it beautifully, by the way. This man has a great voice, don't you think? Have you heard this guy sing? He has an amazing voice, and to do it without moving his lips is just incredible. And he called on my... Well, yeah, T-Bird, and T-Bird right there was the one who was actually doing the lip syncing while Michael was doing the singing without moving his lips. It was just amazing, and I love the fact that when you kind of threw Tim off guard a little bit there, you know, you kind of paused in the middle and don't get ahead of me, and I love that. That was fantastic. So I said, I had to do something like that. I really loved that there. So I took it upon myself to go down to one of my good friends who owns a large costume shop in the Bay Area. Her name is Debbie Owens. And she owns a costume shop named Debbie Lynn's Costumes. And after, you know, seeing what my friend Angie Ganos did, Angie, did you bring your happy heart with you today?
I did not.
You did not. Angie Gann has a prop with her that's called a happy heart. It's like this yellow heart with a big smiley face on it. And whenever she brings it around, it just brings nothing but positive smiles. So I brought not a happy heart, but I brought a happy hat. This is my happy hat today. See? And so, what is this? Thank you, thank you. Okay, pause for a second. Okay, resume. This hat symbolizes, you know, happiness. And what does happiness do? It builds great relationships. Building great relationships and having happiness. See, all the iPhones are coming out right now. This will be on Facebook before I can get to it. Yeah, this will be on Facebook before I can even make it out there.
Before we leave the hotel.
But so, you know, happiness and being happy creates great relationships, folks. And over the course of time, when you get to know, like, and trust people, and you keep each other's relationships happy, what does that bring? Who wants to take a stab at that? Should I pick on somebody? Fritz, I'm going to pick on you because you came a long way.
Okay. Well, relationships bring trust and friendships, and then ultimately you can trust enough to develop businesses with each other.
It can develop business.
Business, yes.
That means it can develop something like this. Like this. Oh. So happiness and building relationships over the course of time and maintaining those relationships and being honest and genuine with people in the long run will lead to this. Because let's face it, folks, we're all here to also grow our businesses. If we don't make money, we're not going to have money to pay our rent or our mortgage or any of our other bills. We need to keep food on our table and bread on our table and keep our bills paid. But there's a right and a wrong way to do it. So keeping a happy, positive relationship with people and building the trust over the course of time, once you get to know, like, and trust people, is what it's all about. So I'm going to take off these glasses here because you're not going to be able to see me. So now my next topic here is successful thinkers has a motto, and I don't know if we've heard it here in quite some time, but how many of you remember Ed Hand? Raise your hand. Ed Hand used to do this thing better than anybody. It's the motto of successful thinkers. Who here knows what the motto is? Fritz, I'm not going to call on you because you know, because we do it every week in San Jose. Eric, you don't count either. Sorry.
You count, Eric. You just don't.
No, he counts, but, you know, we want to give somebody else a chance. Who here knows what the motto of successful thinkers is? Oh, let me come give you a big hug right here. What can I do to help you move your business forward? And does anybody know what that means? Well, I'm going to tell y'all what it means. It means that we're not here to collect a bunch of business cards from each other and then go to our home offices or our business offices the next morning and cold call everybody that we just met, trying to pitch them our business. You know, like I've been saying, we're here to build relationships. And over the course of time, we might do business with each other, or we might never do business with some people, but we might be able to help each other out in some other way, shape, or form. So regardless of whether you do business with people or not, please keep a good relationship with the people that you meet, because you never know what's going to come out of it. And I have a story today I want to tell you all real quickly here, because I know we're going to go on time soon. David Light, come on up here. Come on up here. Give David Light another big round of applause. I don't think that everybody knows exactly how I met David Lai and how this whole Successful Thinkers thing got started here in Modesto and also in the Bay Area. And I met David Lai almost 2 years ago when he was visiting the Bay Area. We both went to a mutual networking event down it was in Campbell, at the Business Monthly Mixer, one of our good friends. He became a good friend of her, but I was already good friends with her because she was running. And I got to know, like, and trust David because he's so genuine. Right when you meet him, he's just such an amazing person that I invited him to come to one of my groups I was running out there that we used to run once per month. I said, David, if you can make it out from Modesto to the Bay Area once per month, I would love to help you move your business forward. And I would eventually love to come help out the wonderful people in your area, in the 209 Central Valley area and beyond that. So what happened during that time? You know, at the same time, David was learning more about networking. You know, we had a little more experience at that time, and I was working with David, trying to help him out. But he wanted to get something going out here. And David, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you know I love doing that. Why don't you briefly tell us a story about, you know, what happened during this time and how Successful Thinkers were started here in the Central Valley area? What did you do?
Great. I was part of a networking group in Stockton, which had Ed Ham and Lori Ham, and Jerry came once in a while. And we were doing this networking group, and it wasn't growing. It was a paid-for group. It wasn't growing, so I was looking for something that would work. So I got on the internet, and I found Successful Thinkers. Long story short, I introduced Ed, Lori, and Jared to Successful Thinkers, and it just blew up in Stockton. And from Stockton, it came down here to Modesto. And then it took me a long time to get Elias out to Stockton, but when he finally came out, he finally saw what Successful Thinkers was all about.
Yeah, and you made a phone call to me. This was towards the end of last year. And you're like, Elias, you've got to come check out the Successful Thinkers thing. And you know, David is a very soft-spoken, kind man. And a lot of people say that he's a man of few words, but he has the heart of a lion. But when he called me to tell me about Successful Thinkers, he went up like 10 decibels. You've got to come check out the Successful Thinkers thing. I'm like, whoa, really? He's like, we have all this going on here in the Bay Area. I mean, what the heck, Successful Thinkers? I was like, and he's like, it's like your group on steroids. And I'm like, whoa, I'm going to have to come check this thing out. And that's when I went to Stockton on Wednesday, January 5th. And I went there just to support David and my friend Jared as well, too. David had introduced me to Jared, who we had brought down to the Bay Area to visit our groups over the past few years. So I already knew David and Jared. And I knew what they were doing before Successful Thinkers. So I just went down there, or over there, to just support them. And on my way out, as I was walking out of there, I was going to get back into my car and just, you know, drive, you know, over the 205 back to 580 and get back to my house, get back to work. I had 3 people approach me. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm from the Bay Area, you know, I don't know if you really want to, you know, get to know me. And like, no, we accept everybody here at Successful Thinkers. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. And I said, I'm going to have to keep coming back. So I kept coming back an hour and a half to visit Stockton at least once or twice per month. Pretty much the rest is history. I got to meet, you know, Ed Hand. I got to meet Lori Hand, his wife. I got to meet Jim Bellicera when he visited one time. And then, you know, we decided that we want to come on board with Jim and start the Bay Area. And we told Jim, hey, we have the experience. We know you've tried to come out here before. We're not going to let you down. We're going to make this happen. We're good friends with David Lai, and we have the same type of outlook on things, and we're going to make it happen. And now, folks, we're in the Bay Area. We have the San Jose Silicon Valley chapter, which meets on Wednesdays from 11 to 1 at the Almanis Lemon Chicken Coop, like I said. We also have the Foster City Peninsula chapter, which meets at Spice's Restaurant from 11:30 to 1:30 every Friday. And on Tuesday, September 6th, we are launching San Bruno at Sherry's Restaurant from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wow, I remembered all that. So Kim Melas, Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So, and David, thank you very much. Now, before you sit down, I have a surprise for you. I want to show everybody the importance of building relationships, whether they're on a local level or a level outside your area. While David Lai was a part of our group, he got to meet this very same lady that sold me this hat, and he has the same relationship with her. And he called her up and said, you know, I need to order this costume, Debbie. Can you find this for me? And Debbie can find anything. She has a 6,000 square foot costume store in Sunnydale, California. She's at dlcostumes.com. I'm not trying to pitch her business. I'm just saying this lady is amazing. I'm getting tongue-tied, yes. This lady is amazing, and check out her website. It's just amazing. But so David called her and wanted to order something, and it was a little bit of a smaller item. And because we have a relationship, David called me and asked me, since I live in that area and I travel out here a lot, would you be willing to pick up that costume and deliver it to me? That way it's going to save Debbie the shipping costs, and save David the shipping costs, and it just will work out. And folks, because of that, today here, David, after 3 weeks of holding this in my possession, I present you with your Star Wars. I'm not sure what this is. I heard it's for your dog or something?
My dog.
For your dog.
My dog.
See how much he loves his dog? I present you with your long distance delivery, folks. And that's what relationships are all about, folks. You just never know when you're going to need help from somebody. So always keep a good relationship with everybody that you meet. Give a big round of applause to David Lai. Okay, so you know what? I didn't do the what can I do to help move your business forward, huh? I better do that really quickly here or someone's going to get real upset here, folks. So the motto of Successful Thinkers is what can I do to help you move your business forward? So I want y'all to repeat after me. What can I do to help you move your business forward? Should we try it one more time? Let's try it one more time. What can I do to help you move your business forward? Now say that to the person on your left. What can I do to help you move your business forward? Now say that to the person on your right. I know this gets confusing, but it's fun. What can I do to help you move your business forward? Give yourselves a big round of applause. I can't forget the motto, man. I got caught up. I can't forget that. Okay, so moving right along here. Let me just check my notes here a second. So now it's time to move on to the high-tech side. And I want to ask everybody here, how many of you here are on Facebook? Okay. And how many of you here are active on Facebook? And how many of you are so-so on Facebook? How many of you are lost on Facebook and need major help? Nobody's raising their hands, so we're all...
I'm moving here, Elias. I'm moving here.
Well, what we want to do here through Successful Thinkers, and I'm here today to help out the leadership team and everyone else here to connect with everybody on Facebook. And I'm going to kind of turn over the presentation over here to the monitors. So I know the monitors are kind of a little bit fuzzy because I have a VGA cable I'm using here that's on this box. So I hope you folks can kind of see that right there. Can you guys see it? Can everybody see it? Okay. So the reason why we want to connect with you on Facebook is because it's a real easy way to make people aware of upcoming events in your own community or in other communities. And, you know, I'm going to show you all how it's done. The very first thing I'm going to talk about is the event page. And if you look at the screen, this was the event page for this week. David, thank you so much for putting my beautiful bald head on there. I appreciate that. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
He took that picture right off my profile picture, by the way. So basically, these event pages are very, very important because if we don't put these out, then people aren't going to know about the events. Now, some people are going to know about the event because they've been here before, but a lot of people that are on Facebook and that are searching for events are not going to be able to find it unless it's there. So what you want to do is, you know, when you put when the leadership puts the event pages out on Facebook, you know, you want to go on there and confirm your attendance. You can make it, or you know, if you can't make it, you can put your maybe attending or not attending. Now, I can't see that here because I've already confirmed for the event I'm here today. But you all know that there are those options at the very top, right? Okay. But once you confirm your attendance, and this is very, very important, you know, because each and every one of us has our own network. Now, I want to, before I get to the next step, I want to ask, Edward, how many friends do you have on Facebook? 325. Angie, how many friends do you have on there? 500. And Eric, how many friends do you have?
1,500.
1,500. So that's about 2,100 right there so far, somewhere around there. And I have about 800. So that's 3,000 friends, folks. Now, some of those are mutual friends, but some of those are people that we don't know. Would you all like to know those people and become successful thinkers? So how are we going to do that? I'm looking at myself and it's making me cry. So if you look at right below the picture there, you see what it all says? It says select guests to invite. What happens when you click on select guests to invite? I hope my connection works. It's on mobile broadband here. When you click on select guests to invite, this box pops up, and some of you know this, some of you don't. It populates all of your current friends on your personal Facebook page. And when you go in there, you see how some people are grayed out? Those people have already been invited by a mutual friend or by somebody else, you know, that has access to the page. What you want to do, if you want to bring more people to the event, you want to invite all your friends that are not grayed out. So that way, you know, that way they're made aware of the event. They can email the event in their email box, and that way we can communicate with them and see them here where it says awaiting reply. We can go over here and click view, and it'll pop up. Actually, I'm on the wrong one here. There you go. Do you see what it says to the right of people you haven't connected with? It says add a friend. You can add these people to your Facebook and say, hey, I'm part of the Successful Thinkers Network. I'd love to get to know you better. You know, I'd love for you to keep coming to the events so we can have a one-on-one. That's just a real easy way to do it there. So, how many of you understand how to do that? And how many of you next week would be willing to go onto the event page once it's put out there and invite all your friends that have not been invited by somebody else? Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so moving right along here. There are a few other areas of Facebook that are going to really help you all stay connected in between your meetings. And what Successful Thinkers was using, and they still use, are the fan pages. Now the fan pages are great. What the fan pages do is they get crawled by Google and Yahoo, and they give your group some search engine optimization. What they don't do is that when you go in there and you post, unless someone sees it on their news feed, when you post, no one's going to see that posting unless they either go in the newsfeed at that moment or they go into that fan page at that time. They don't get emailed on it. So what co-founder Robert Velarde has done is created Facebook group pages. Here is the current Successful Thinkers fan page right here. You folks have 162 people in there. What you want to do is the admins, they have access to this. Only admins have access to click the like this, and it'll show all the people that are in that fan page. You want to go in there and invite them to your new Modesto Successful Thinkers meetup group page. And there are currently only 12 people in here because no one's made you aware of this. That's why we're here today also. You want to go in there and add these friends to the group. A box will pop up. They have to be friends with you for you to have access to invite them. Another thing you can do is you see the link up top here. It says facebook.com/groups/Modesto Success. You can give anybody that link, and they can go on there and ask to join the group, and then the admins will have to approve it there. What happens in this group, when we get everybody in these group pages, whenever anybody posts something, it gets emailed to your emails associated with your Facebook account. So you have a greater chance of people seeing what you're putting out there. Now, you know, we're trying not to overdo it. Sometimes things will go a little crazy and people get post happy, but for the most part, we want to put productive information out there that's helping the entire organization or helping your individual local chapters. So how many of you like that idea of access, more access, and getting emailed when somebody posts something of value out there? I think that's a great concept there.
Elias?
Yes.
Do most of the groups, do they make that an open group where people can just join on their own, or do they put a gateway in there where they have to be approved first?
Because see, Facebook changed their group pages, so I'm still kind of learning that aspect there. From what I've seen, even if it says open group, as an admin in my area, I get flagged to approve somebody.
Okay.
So you know how Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, they're changing things like every week it seems like, and then we have to figure out something new. So you're going to get flagged as an admin. I believe you guys are admins on the site already. Rob Velarde made you guys admins on that, and all you have to do is click that link. It'll take you right to the site, and then you click, approve, and then they're going to get through on there.
Okay.
I think Angie, you had your hand up first.
I have added friends of mine to the different groups, and it always says added pending admin approval, so it is waiting until somebody checks it out.
Right, and you know why I haven't seen that? Because I pretty much have admin access to all the groups I have, so I can't see what people that don't have admin access have. So yeah, that it's going to require admin approval apparently. Yes.
A comment, concern, I guess. Depends how you take it. Two things. On the event, when you go and you invite people to an event, like you just explained, invite responsibly, meaning that don't go and invite somebody that is in San Diego, because believe me, I get some invites from people that are doing an event in Santa Cruz. I mean, those of us who are carrying and communicate with BlackBerry, we got so many things on our BlackBerry, it's just driving me insane.
Yeah.
Sometimes things like this, inviting to groups, we get messages from groups like, I could care less, you know what I mean? So if you're going to use a group message, do it responsibly, because we are on BlackBerry and we communicate with Facebook, and tons of things come through and I go, sometimes we really want to opt out of successful things because, you know what, I don't want to be, I want to come to successful things because of using it responsibly, and just things that really matter to the group, you know what I mean, and invite responsibly. That would be my only suggestion.
That's a great question there, and you're not the first person that's mentioned that. We need to invite responsibly. We need to do the best we can. Unfortunately, what happens at times, folks, is that not everybody has their city on their profile. So when you go in there, you can't see where these people are at, and it takes a lot of time and work to go through there. Mark Zuckerberg makes you click everybody's name individually. Before, you could click select all. That's no longer available there. So it literally takes people, 15, 20 minutes of their time to go in there and select everything. So it is, I understand where you're coming from. What I suggest to those people is you can actually opt out of that event. When you get an email from that event, you can opt out from the email link and you will no longer get, responses from that event. Now, when they create a new event the next week and they invite you again, the same thing's probably going to happen. My thing is this, dealing with Facebook is kind of like dealing with the way we used to deal with spam from email. We get, how many of you get tons of spam every day in your email box, like your business email? And how do you handle it? You go in there, you can kind of tell what it is, you click on it, you click delete, then you see something that requires or wants a response, and you move through it. You're not going to block, start blocking people. It's going to take too much time and too crazy. With Facebook, the thing is, if you start blocking people, you might stop. You're going to start blocking things that you're going to want to see. So it's kind of a judgment call. You're going to want to do the best filter you want to do for yourself. And if you want to turn off notifications and certain things, go into your privacy settings and don't have them send certain things to your phone that you don't want sent. This is the basic stuff. Then you can go log online later on and check it out. But I totally understand where you're coming from. And we're actually trying to figure out ways, Eric, myself, and Robert Velarde at corporate and Chig. We're trying to figure out ways to better that, but that's unfortunately the best investigation we're doing right now, unfortunately. Are there any other questions here, folks? I know my time's getting kind of short. Any other questions, anything? Okay, well, I thank you all very much for having me here today, and if you have any questions in the future, please feel free to contact me or connect with me on Facebook. I'm Elias Melas. If you want my information, come and see me afterwards. Thank you very much.
Question for you.
Yes,
Will you come back to Modesto again?
I come here playing. I'll come back, sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
absolutely. I come to
You gotta see
Stockton.
our booking agent.
Well, you know, we go way back, and I was here at the launch event, for you don't know. We were in that other big room, and we had like over 100 people here.
Yes.
What we want to do is we want to help you grow this group back over to 100 people, 100 plus people. How many want to see that? 100 plus people come
That's
back?
awesome, man.
Yeah. So, Eric and I, we have a lot of experience running events. We have a really good understanding on you know, how to deal with people, how to make them feel welcome, how to invite them the proper way, and we're willing to help you out. We're not going to step on anyone's toes. We're just here to help. So whatever you need from us, we're a phone call away, a Facebook message away, or an email away, and we'll be right there for you. So thank you.
First key is to go buy a hat.
Yeah, from David Wisconsin.
Yeah, there we
right?
go,
I'm
there
not
we go.
pitching Debbie. I'm not pitching Debbie.
No, thank you both for coming. I appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you so much.